Assalamu alaikum, my dearest students of the grade 6. This is your teacher Sidra Batul, and this is your science lesson. Okay, as you people know that we are studying the unit 1, which is about food. We have studied the lesson 1 of the unit 1, which was about the sources of the food, that how we can get the different kinds of food from different sources. That included the plant sources and the animal sources of food as well, and how the different parts of the plants are source of food for us. Okay, the lesson 2 of the unit 1 is the components of food. In this lesson you will learn about the different components of the food. As you people know that the food which we eat has different kind of components, different kind of nutrients, and each of which has a different kind of nutritional value as well. So lesson 2 includes your components of food. Okay, students, as you know that you have to perform different kind of tasks throughout the day. Your body perform different kind of functions, different kind of chemical reactions, biological reactions as well. For all those reactions which are occurring within your cells, and for all those tasks and works which you have to accomplish during the day, you need energy. And from where that energy comes? That energy comes from the food which you eat. Okay, so food is a source of energy for us. Food is the fuel which is burned to give us energy. When the food is burned, food is respired within the cell, it gives us energy to do different kind of tasks. Okay, food contains essential components that we need to live and grow. They are known as the nutrients of food. Food contains different kind of nutrients. Here are the 7 essential nutrients which are mentioned, which the food contain, that we use in our daily routine. Okay, so these are the 7 essential nutrients. These include the carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, fiber, and water. All of these 7 components are very essential, are very necessary for us to live, to grow. Okay, now I'll elaborate and introduce every component to you people. Okay, the first is the carbohydrate. Why these are known as the carbohydrates? These are the hydrated carbons. Hydrated carbon means these compounds contain carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen in them collectively. Okay, these are hydrated carbons having oxygen as well, and they are very much energy rich sources present among the food. Okay, they burn to give us energy. They are very high energy yielding compounds. The biggest portion of our regular diet consists of the carbohydrates, and here are the examples of the carbohydrates, like glucose, fructose, starch. These are the example of the carbohydrates, and the foods containing the carbohydrates are the rice, bread, potato, sugar, and rotis, which you eat commonly. Here are the images for your carbohydrates. Okay, the next component of the food is your fat. Okay, fats. Fats are the energy reservoirs of the body. These are the energy saving components. Okay, when we consume more carbohydrates than are required, our body stores the excess carbohydrates in the form of fat and lipids. Okay, in our daily life, in daily routine, when we consume the more carbohydrates which are not needed by our body, so those which are needed are consumed in the body, and the extra carbohydrates which are not consumed are stored in our body in the form of the fat and lipids. Okay, these are stored just below the skin of the organisms. Here are the different sources from which we can get the fats. These include the butter, ghee, nuts, cheese and oils, etc. Okay, so students, do you know what is the function of fat in your body? Fats are also important for the proper functioning of our body, for the protection of our delicate body organs. Like, these act as insulator and keep the body warm in cold weather. There is a fat layer within the bodies of the human beings, within the bodies of the animals, which act as insulator, and they protect us from very cold weather in the winters. And these protect the delicate organs of the body like heart, lungs, kidneys, liver, etc. ठीक है, those are our very delicate organs which must be protected by the layer of fat to prevent from any kind of damage. So here are the two types of fat. The one type of fat is the vegetable fat, and the other type is the animal fat. Vegetable fat is found in oils extracted from the plants, like the coconut oil, the mustard, and the groundnut, etc. The nuts. Okay, the animal fat found in milk products, like we can get from the butter and the meat as well. Okay, students, we have studied about the two components, the carbohydrates and the fats, and the third component of your food is protein. Proteins are also very necessary, very essential for the growth of the body, for the maintenance and repair of the body as well. Proteins are made from amino acids. Amino acids are small molecules. Different kind of amino acids align together and form a chain of protein. Amino acids are made from carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, and phosphorus. Amino acids are made up of these elements. Proteins form the major component of all living things. Okay, the body structure, the cellular membranes are all made up of proteins. So proteins has a function basically in the growth of the body, structuring of the body, formation of the different kind of body organs. It is essential component of our diet. Definitely it is very necessary, it is very important for our body. Here are the functions of the proteins. These help body grow and stay strong. These help repair the damages in our body, like when there is an injury, the proteins help to repair our body. Okay, types of proteins, there are two types of proteins, the first class proteins and the second class proteins. The first class protein are those which are obtained from animal products and contain all the amino acids. Okay, which contain all the necessary amino acids, and those we can get from the animal products. And second class proteins which we get from the plant products, and those does not contain all the essential amino acids. We can get the proteins from food sources like meat, eggs, fish, pulses, and some dry fruits, etc. So okay, you have studied the three components of the food till then: the carbohydrates, the fats, and the proteins. And here is your homework. Okay, so here is your homework. You have to read the pages 13 and 14 of your book thoroughly. highlight all the important definitions among those pages. Read the do you know, which is on page 14, and you have to grab the concepts of that do you know. You have to write the answers of the question number 1, 2, 4, 6, 9 and 10 of part C in exercise. These are your exercise question on your notebook, and I'll provide you the notes having the answer of these questions, and you have to write the answers of the question number 1, 2 and 5 of the part D, which is also from your exercise, and I'll provide you the notes. If you have any kind of difficulty, you can contact to me. Okay students, we have studied about the components of the food, which were the carbohydrates, the fats and the proteins. So the next component of the food, a very important component of the food which we have to discuss, is the vitamins. Okay, these are required to body in a very small amount. Although these are required to our bodies in a very small amount, but these are necessary for the body, for the proper functioning of the body. Okay, these are essential to ensure the proper functioning of body, like vitamin A, B complex and vitamin C, D and E. We get vitamins from different fruits and vegetables. We get vitamin D from the sunlight. Their deficiency can lead to severe diseases. From this point, we can take the idea that these vitamins are as much as important to us, that their deficiency can lead to the severe diseases in our body. Okay, the next component of the food is mineral. Like vitamins, minerals are also very important for us. These are also essential for the body. Minerals are required in a smaller amount. These are also necessary for the proper functioning of your body. Minerals are also found in the vegetables, fruits, beans, etc. Okay, the next component of the food which we have to discuss is the fiber. Fiber is basically the roughage. Fiber is usually, you can take the idea like fiber is usually present in the peels of the fruits and the vegetables as well. Fiber is a component of food which itself cannot be digested but help in proper digestion of food in the digestive system. It is also known as roughage. It prevents from the several diseases and disorders of your gut, your digestive tract. We get fiber from foods like fruits, vegetables and cereals. We can get the fibers from cereals and from the peels of the fruits and vegetables. Okay, and the last and the very important component of our food and our body is water. As you people know that we can't, living things can't live without the water. Water makes up the 70% of our total body weight. It plays a very vital role in body systems. It does not provide any energy, but it's vital for us, because the most of the biological reactions which occur within the bodies of the living organisms are used to occur within the aqueous medium, within the watery medium. Okay, so cells contain the aqua, the water within them, in which the different kind of reactions take place, which are, and hence we can say that water is very essential for the sustainability of the life. Functions of water in human body. Water transport food wastes, chemicals and gases through the body. It helps in the breakdown of food within digestive system. It removes wastes from the body in the form of urine and sweat, and it maintains the body temperature, like sweat helps the body to stay cool. Here's your homework again. Okay, you have to read the pages 15 to 17, 15, 16 and 17 of your book carefully. You have to mark all the important definitions. Read the do you know on page number 16 and understand the concept. Complete the blanks given on page 17 of book. Mark the answers of question 2 to 7 of now you know on book. Write the answers of question 6 and 8 of part C on notebook. I'll provide you the notes about that, and write the answer of question number 3 and 4 on your notebook. Okay, this question 3 and 4 is of your part D. Okay students, this part of the video, this part of your chapter comprises about the deficiency diseases. As I have explained earlier, that the deficiency of minerals or vitamins or any kind of nutrient can lead to the deficiency disease in your body. Okay, and it depends upon that which kind of nutrient is deficient in our body. Like, our body needs a balanced diet. Okay, a balanced diet is a diet that contains the proper amounts of all those nutrients according to the requirement of an individual's body. People who do not get a balanced diet suffer from deficiency of different important components of diet, and in turn become a victim of deficiency diseases. If we don't get the balanced diet, so we can lead to the deficiency diseases. Different kind of deficiency diseases can occur in our body. We can suffer from these kind of diseases if our diet is not balanced, because a balanced diet contain all those necessary and essential nutrients which are needed by our body. Okay, deficiency of carbohydrate can leads to the weakness and tiredness. It can cause the physical and mental stress as well. The overtake of carbohydrates lead to obesity. Okay, the more fat level in your body. Obese people have a high probability of suffering from diseases such as heart problems and diabetes. Next is about the deficiency of proteins and fats. Okay, the deficiency of protein and fats within the body can lead to the undernourished people, the malnutrition in children, the low physical and mental development in children, and it can cause the diseases like Kawasaki and marasmus as well. Okay, deficiency of the vitamins. As you people know that there are different kind of vitamins: the vitamin A, the B complex, C, D, and K. So the deficiencies of different kind of vitamin can lead to the different kind of diseases. Like, the deficiency of vitamin A can cause the night blindness, which is the inability to see in dim light. That the people with the vitamin A deficiency can have night blindness. Night blindness is a condition of blindness in which the people are unable to see in the dark or dim light. But deficiency of the vitamin B can lead to a disease which is known as beriberi. It's a skin disease and retarded growth and anemia as well. Okay, the deficiency of vitamin C can lead to a disease, scurvy, which makes the gums swell up and bleed. Vitamin D deficiency leads to the rickets, which affects the children's bones, making them soft and bent. The vitamin K deficiency leads to the excessive bleeding from the wounds. Okay, next is the deficiency of the minerals. Minerals are also important for the normal functioning of the body, for the proper growth and maintenance of the body. Deficiency of the different kind of minerals can lead to the different kind of deficiency diseases as well. Like, the deficiency of iron can create anemia. The deficiency of calcium can lead to the stunted growth, rickets, excessive bleeding. Okay, the deficiency of the vitamin D can lead to the rickets, which affects the children's bones, making them soft and bent. The deficiency of the vitamin K can lead to the excessive bleeding from wounds. Okay, the deficiency of the minerals. Calcium deficiency can lead to the stunted growth, rickets, excessive bleeding. The deficiency of phosphorus can lead to the weakness, the soft bones, and brittle teeth in the kids. Sodium, the deficiency of sodium lead to the muscular cramps. The potassium deficiency can lead to the muscles weakness, paralysis, weak nerve responsiveness, and the deficiency of the iodine can lead to a condition called goiter, mental retardation, and stunted growth among the kids. Okay, here is your homework. You have to read the pages 17, 18 and 19 thoroughly and mark all important concepts. Learn the tables on page number 18. uh, you have to read the do you know on page 19 and solve now you know on page number 19. Mark the answers of 1 to 4 questions of this same. Okay, you have to mark these answers on your book. There is no need of writing on the notebook. On the notebook you have to write the answers of the question number 3, 5, 7 of part C. Okay, and I'll provide you the answer in the form of notes. So here is your activity. Students, you have to search the information and material on internet and solve the activity 2 on page 15 on your book. You have to solve the activity 3 on page 16 on your book. Okay, you can seek the help of your teacher and your parents as well. So it was all about your lesson 2 and unit 1. Now it's over. Thank you guys.